Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work or how much money you bring in, you just can't seem to get ahead? Like payday comes and goes, but somehow your bank account stays stuck, or even gets worse. Trust me, you're not alone. Tons of people are stuck in this loop, where they're working their butts off, but still struggling financially. The crazy part is, a lot of it comes down to simple money habits that keep them poor and broke, habits most people don't even realize they have. That's why this video is going to be super helpful for you. We're going to dive into 8 sneaky money habits that mess with your cash flow and stop you from building real wealth. Once you get what these habits are and how to fix them, you'll start seeing money differently. And more importantly, you'll start making it work for you. So stick around, because this isn't just another boring money talk. It's like a friendly chat that could change how you handle your money forever. Before we dive deeper, hit that subscribe button quickly, because one of these tips might just blow your mind or fix that money mess you've been stressing about. Let's get started. 8 money habits that keep you broke without realizing it. Number 1, thinking only about income, not how you manage it. Most people think the key to not being broke is just making more money. Like, if I could just get a raise or start a side hustle, everything would be fine. But here's the truth. Even if you double your income, if your spending habits don't change, you're still gonna feel broke. This is one of those sneaky money habits that keeps people stuck, because it's not just about how much you make, it's about how well you manage what you already have. Think about it. If every time money hits your account, it disappears on bills, food deliveries, shopping, or random stuff you forgot you bought, that's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're making $2,000 a month or $10,000. Without solid financial habits, like tracking your expenses or setting limits, you'll always feel like your money's just vanishing into thin air. Most of us were never taught how to actually use money in a smart way. And that's where everything starts to shift, when you learn to manage, not just earn. So, how do you fix it? Start super simple. Grab your phone or a notebook and write down everything you spend for a week. You don't need a fancy app, just pay attention. Once you see where your money's going, you'll know what to cut, what to keep, and where you can actually save. Changing your money habits doesn't happen overnight, but that small awareness, that's the first step to breaking free from feeling broke all the time. Number 2, letting your emotions control spending decisions. You ever had one of those days where you're feeling down or stressed, and somehow you end up treating yourself by buying something you didn't actually need? Yeah, we've all been there. That's what happens when we let our emotions run the show when it comes to money. This is one of those bad spending habits that slowly drains your wallet without you even realizing it. You're not spending because you need something, you're spending because it feels good in the moment. But here's the catch. Emotional spending gives you that short-term dopamine hit, but later you're stuck looking at your bank account like, wait, where did my money go? These kinds of money habits can really mess with your finances long-term, because every time you use money to deal with boredom, sadness, stress, or even excitement, you're building a habit loop that's hard to break. It's not about being weak or irresponsible. It's just that no one teaches us how to separate feelings from our finances. And the worst part, most of the stuff we buy emotionally ends up being forgotten or collecting dust. To fix this, you've got to start by noticing when you spend, not just what you spend on. Next time you feel like buying something out of nowhere, pause and ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it, or because I feel something? Even waiting 24 hours before buying something can snap you out of that emotional fog. Building awareness is the first step to breaking these bad spending habits. And once you start being more intentional, you'll notice your money goes a lot further. Number 3, believing that debt is always bad, so avoiding all debt. Let's clear this up. Debt isn't always the villain people make it out to be. A lot of us grew up thinking that all debt is bad, and the goal is to avoid it like the plague. But honestly, that mindset can actually keep you broke. See, there's a big difference between bad debt and smart debt. Bad debt is like racking up credit cards for random shopping, while smart debt is like using a loan to invest in something that grows your income. One of the most common poor spending habits is thinking that avoiding all debt means you're being responsible, when in reality, you might be holding yourself back. The problem with this kind of money habit is that it shuts the door on opportunities that could actually move you forward financially. For example, people avoid getting a student loan for a skill that could 10 times their income, or they refuse to take a business loan that could start something profitable. Not all debt is created equal. Some debt, when used wisely, can be a tool, not a trap. The key is knowing when debt is helping you build something, and when it's just helping you buy stuff you don't need. So how do you shift your mindset? Start by learning the difference between productive debt and destructive debt. Ask yourself, will this debt help me make more money in the long run, or is it just going to feel good for 5 minutes? Building better money habits means being smart, not scared. Debt isn't the enemy, but dumb debt is. And once you stop fearing debt and start understanding it, you unlock a whole new level of financial power. Number 4, waiting for the perfect time to start investing. Let's talk about something a lot of people fall into without even realizing it. Waiting for the perfect time to start investing. Like, we keep telling ourselves, I'll invest when I make more money, or let me wait until the market's stable, or I just need to do more research. And before you know it, years pass by and nothing actually happens. This is one of those sneaky money habits that keeps people broke, not because they don't have potential, but because they keep putting it off. The truth is, there's never going to be a perfect time. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. See, one of the most powerful financial habits wealthy people have is they start investing early, even with small amounts. It's not about timing the market perfectly. It's about time in the market. And if you're always waiting for some magic moment where everything lines up, you're just letting fear and excuses hold you back. Meanwhile, people who started small 5 years ago are already seeing growth while you're still thinking about it. So how do you get started? Keep it simple. Download a trusted investment app, open an account, and start with just a little bit. Even $10 or $20 a month can get the ball rolling. It's not about going big right away. It's about building the habit of taking action. The best financial habits aren't flashy, they're consistent. Just start now, learn it step by step, and let compound interest do its thing. Number 5, underestimating the power of compound interest. Let's talk about something super powerful that most people totally sleep on: compound interest. If you've ever thought, I don't have much money, so investing now won't matter, that's the exact kind of thinking that keeps people stuck. One of the most overlooked money habits is underestimating how small amounts, invested consistently over time, can grow into something massive. It's like planting a tiny seed and thinking it'll never become a tree, so you don't even bother watering it. But with compound interest, the earlier you start, the less you actually need to invest later. Here's how it works. In plain English, when you invest money, it earns interest. Then that interest earns more interest, and it keeps stacking on top of itself. It's basically your money making babies, and then those babies making more babies. But if you wait too long, you miss out on the years that do the heavy lifting for you. The biggest mistake isn't investing too little. It's waiting too long to start. So what can you do right now? Just start. Seriously, even if it's just $10 or $20 a month. Open a simple investment account or use one of those apps that auto-invests your spare change. The habit of starting is way more important than the amount at the beginning. Good money habits aren't about being rich. They're about being smart with time and letting compound interest do its quiet magic behind the scenes. Number 6, trusting financial advice without research. These days, financial advice is everywhere. Your favorite influencer says buy crypto, your cousin swears by flipping real estate, and some random guy on YouTube tells you to avoid credit cards forever. And look, not all of it is bad. But one of the most dangerous money habits that keeps people broke is blindly following financial advice without doing any research. Just because someone sounds confident doesn't mean they're giving you the right advice for your life. The truth is, what works for one person might totally mess things up for someone else. Maybe someone made big money in stocks, but they forgot to tell you they also lost a ton before figuring it out. Or maybe that money guru is making cash from selling a course, not from actually using the advice they're pushing. These kinds of poor financial habits lead people to make rush decisions, invest in stuff they don't understand, or avoid smart opportunities because someone said it's too risky. That's how people stay stuck, by letting someone else drive their financial future. So what should you do instead? It doesn't mean you ignore all advice, but start by verifying it. Read a couple articles, watch different viewpoints, maybe even ask a financial advisor or someone you trust. Build a habit of double-checking before taking action. Smart money habits are all about owning your decisions, not just copying someone else's playbook. Number 7, ignoring how lifestyle inflation steals your wealth. let's talk about something sneaky that keeps a lot of people broke without them even realizing it. Lifestyle inflation. It's that thing where every time you make more money, you start spending more too. You get a raise, and suddenly you need a better phone, fancier dinners, or a new car. At first, it feels like you're leveling up in life, but over time, it becomes one of the worst money habits because your expenses grow just as fast as your income, or even faster. Here's the thing. If every time you earn more, you also spend more, you're never actually building wealth. You're just maintaining the same financial stress, but with more expensive stuff. This kind of poor spending habit steals your future wealth because that extra money could have been used for saving, investing, or building passive income. And the worst part, most people don't even realize they're doing it. They just think, well, I work hard, I deserve it. And yes, you do deserve nice things, but not at the cost of staying stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle forever. So, how do you beat lifestyle inflation? Start by deciding what your enough looks like. What's a comfortable, realistic lifestyle that doesn't need to change every time your paycheck does? Then, any extra income you make, treat it like a tool, not a reward. Put some into savings, some into investments, and yes, enjoy a little, but be intentional. That's how you break the cycle and build financial freedom, instead of just looking rich, but staying broke. Number 8. Thinking financial freedom means getting rich quickly. A lot of people hear the words financial freedom and instantly think it means getting rich fast, like hitting the jackpot or finding some secret hack that will make them a millionaire overnight. But here's the truth. Thinking that way is actually one of the money habits that keeps you broke. When you chase quick results, you end up falling for sketchy investment opportunities, trying to flex before you can afford it, or constantly jumping from one idea to the next without ever building anything real. It's a trap, and it's sneaky because it feels like you're chasing success, but really, you're just spinning in circles. The people who actually build wealth and hit real financial freedom, they play the long game. They focus on discipline, small consistent wins, and smart decisions over time, not just chasing flashy results. That's where the difference lies. And when you think financial freedom is some instant reward, you're more likely to fall into bad spending habits because you expect the money to come back fast. But in reality, that quick money mindset is what delays true freedom the most. So, if you want to get started the right way, shift your mindset. Start tracking your spending, saving regularly, even if it's a small amount, and learning about things like compound interest or passive income step by step. This way, you're actually building something solid instead of gambling your future. And trust me, that steady path may not feel fast, but it's way more powerful in the long run. So, yeah, those money habits might be the reason you're stuck struggling more than you should. Now, you've already taken a huge step toward getting your money game on point. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Drop a comment with your thoughts or questions, and share this with anyone who needs it. And if you want more tips that actually make a difference, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Let's get smarter with money together. See ya!